Welcome back, everyone, to the Bitcoin Business Bureau. I'm your host, as always, LitecoinLeader. You may have noticed that I'm not in my normal place. I'm here at Divvy Daddy's office. I'm still here after Thanksgiving weekend, flying out in a couple of days, heading back to the East Coast. So recording video is going to be a little difficult this week, but I wanted to get a video pre-recorded for today and also one for tomorrow. And no AMA this week on Wednesday. I'll be doing probably one with Patrick next Wednesday. Lots going on in crypto, lots going on in the world. So I'm going to do two different videos today. First one is going to be about crypto, and the second one is going to be more about the world and what's going on beyond just crypto, because it all impacts, it all ripples back to cryptocurrency. Speaking about things rippling through, FTX. Now, I will try and speak slowly, as people have often told me to do. FTX, it continues to ripple through all the community, and things are happening. So let me share my screen just to go over two basic stories right now. There's the first one. So I'm going to start right at I don't even need to scroll. CoinDesk, right at the top of the page when I'm just looking for which stories are being covered right now. BlockFi, they just went Chapter 11 this morning. A lot of us got emails about Chapter 11 notification. That's a bankruptcy. So BlockFi is going bankrupt. That it all goes back to a lot. Everybody's interconnected right now, with Bitcoin being down so much from its all-time high down, let's see, 80% roughly, 70-80%, somewhere in that ballpark. So 69,000 down to 16. You guys can do the math, but it's not good. But it's on sale, and part of the reason that they are holding it down for a number of reasons. I'm not going to get into them right now. But they definitely don't want the price to be going up. And now all these different ripple effects are happening through, leading into FTX. FTX is a bigger story. And I know that there are certain people that have gone down to the Bahamas trying to find out what's going on. The Bahamas, I don't have, let's see, do I have that one open? Let's see, the Bahamas. Yeah, there's so here's from Twitter. There's a lot of things going on Twitter yesterday about Ryan Pinder and the Bahamas Attorney General. They made an official statement about FTX last night. And that official statement, it basically said that they tried to blame this on CZ, the guy who runs Binance. I think it's Xiaoping Zhang is his actual real name, but everyone calls him CZ for obvious reasons. But according to this guy, Ryan Pinder, the Attorney General for the Bahamas, he was blaming him on FTX because CZ said they were going to sell all the FTT tokens that Binance owns. So basically, they're just going to dump liquidity of the FTT, which is the FTX's token. They said, we don't want this anymore. We're going to sell it. So rather than point the finger at Sam Bankman-Fried, SPF, or Alameda, going all the way back to Ryan Pinder's pointing it at FTX. So, or not FTX, he's pointing it right back to Binance. So blaming CZ and Binance for it. So with that happening, people started digging into Ryan Pinder and how he's connected. So based on this thread here on Twitter, Ryan Pinder is linked to Deltic Bank, which is the main bank of Tether. So for those of you who are relatively new to the space and don't know much about Tether, Tether is a big deal because it's the number one stable coin. It's bringing up on CoinMarketCap. CoinGecko comes right up. So on CoinGecko, you can see it's probably the third coin. Yeah. So Bitcoin, Ethereum, Tether. So Tether has a market cap of 65 billion, or about half the size of Ethereum. They keep adding to it. Let's take a look at that for a minute. So Tether, let's see. Let me pull up. Can I get the market cap? Let's see. Market cap in the last year. So there's been some major games played with the market cap. You can see it was way high in, I'm going to guess, May. So May, so they had a whole bunch of Tether, and they used the Tether, and they probably bought stuff. But Tether started to depeg as well. But the bottom line is Tether's been the stable coin that people have been questioning the most. You can play games with how many Tethers are out there. It goes back to Bitfinex. It goes back to this bank. But you could see when Bitcoin was really cheap in 2020, all of a sudden all this Tether started showing up, and they could take that Tether. They were cashing out. They play games with Tether to create Tether to buy Bitcoin when it's low and sell Bitcoin to Tether when it's high. But there's not anything like Tether's never been audited, and there's nothing really behind Tether. So if we go back to Like, what can we talk about? We could talk about the Bahamas made a statement. Ryan Pinder made a statement. Ryan Pinder's statement said that it's blaming Binance and CZ, whereas Binance and CD is pointing straight back to Alameda and FTX. The bottom line is there's issues that could probably pop up with Deltec Bank because there's a clear link between Ryan Pinder, Deltec Bank, and Tether. And everyone in this space has been around for a while, has been wondering for a long time if and, well, when, not if, Tether goes belly up. Because Tether is the most unstable of stable coins. There's nothing behind it, but it's the largest. But much like why I don't like Ethereum, Ethereum was the first smart contract blockchain, but it's not the best. It just happens to be, they were there first, so they became dominant. Much like Tether became dominant because they were there first as stable coins. Doesn't mean they're the best at all. So especially if there's nothing banking, there's no backing, official backing, no support, no dollars behind it, no gold, nothing, no assets behind it. It's basically another fiat currency, which is the antithesis, the opposite of what we want in crypto. So if Tether gets linked to FTX and that's through Deltec Bank or Ryan Pinder or the Bahamas, however they tie it all together, and this thread starts to talk about it, if Tether starts to go down, you're going to see a massive overreaction, not just because if Tether, like the what if here is like, what if Tether goes to zero? Okay. At which, I mean, we saw it happen with Luna, and we've seen it happen with basically FTX is getting close, or certainly a lot of value was sucked out of it. But if Tether goes to the number 3 coin all the way down, that's $65 billion that could disappear. That's significant. That's much more than FTX was. But if Tether was to go down, the ripple effect that would happen here is massive. It would probably be a 30 to 50% haircut for at least all coins. Probably Bitcoin would be closer to 30%. But it'd be an overreaction because if you just do the math here, you have 65 billion and the total market cap is 854 billion. So that's less than 10%. So Tether is less than 10%. I'll call it like 8%. Should be close enough. If Tether is 8% of the marketplace of all crypto and Tether dies tomorrow, it shouldn't impact the rest of the other blockchains more than 10%. Yet, I pretty much can guarantee, not financial advice, no guarantees here, but I can pretty much say that it's going to be 3 to 4 times larger than it should be. Bitcoin will go down 20 to 35%. Altcoins would go down another 50%. It'll be massive decline, and that's another way that they can hold down this market by releasing this information that should have been out there with a real audit of Tether for years ago. We've been waiting on it. If Tether goes down, it's actually good for the industry if Tether goes away, because Tether is really not a good crypto project whatsoever. So if that were to zero out because of the ties back to the Bahamas and Sam Bankman-Fried, SBF, that's why they use SBF, it's easier to say. If they go back to SBF and Ryan Pinder, the Bahamas, and Deltec Bank and Tether, they all tie them together and Tether goes under, it's actually probably a good thing for the industry. So let's find the right window here, go back to just talking to you guys and drop out of sharing my screen. There we go. So that's the big crypto story for today. I wish there was better news for it. It's going to be pretty slow, I think, for this month. We're probably going to be talking about crypto going up in about 2 weeks, maybe, when the next inflation numbers come out. December 13th, I think, is the date when the inflation rates probably, or the CPI index is going to go up, and the Fed will raise probably 0.5%. And you'll watch silver, gold, and Bitcoin go up. And we talk about that on the Economic Preppers show, which is in the link below. That's available on Rumble and BitChute. We have a YouTube channel as well. You should follow that. We will release clips on that we can release on YouTube, so you can follow us on there. But if you want more information, join us on Economic Preppers. Join our AMAs. That's, you can join that as well. But if you follow that channel, because let me just walk you through. Hold on. I'm almost out of time. But if I go through the agenda that we typically did, I'll go through just the last one. We talked about current events, world economy, crypto news, real estate, precious metals, prepping advice, and a little bit of woo-woo tied with real history of the Act of 1871. So if you want to check all that other stuff out, it's about an hour show. It was myself, Patrick, Divvy Daddy, and Dylan Bradley was on there too. All three of us were there chatting for about an hour. Again, the link is in the description below. Check it out. Hope to see you there. But with all that said today, I'd love to read your comments about what I had to say today about Tether and FTX and the Bahamas and tying all these weird things together, how it's all interlinked, because everything's interlinked right now. But I can't wait to read your comments. I read every one. I really appreciate you guys watching. But with all that said for today, I'll close the door in the bureau, say follow leader one more time. I will talk to you soon. Take care.